Hello, all of you movie fans and fanatics out there. It's your boy Nick Reeves Movies, back in again with another video. And today, it is time for part 2 of my top 20 movies of the year list of 2025 thus far, as in November of 2025. I'm sorry for the week hiatus between part 1 and part 2. I had a pretty busy work week of all early shifts, so I wasn't able to find time in between those shifts to knock out this part 2 video, but here it is, part 2. We're going over my top 10 movies of 2025 thus far, as we are in November. We are rounding the corner to December in about a couple days, so I might as well get part 2 out now while I watch movies and catch up on movies and try to compile a official top 20 honorable mentions list, a top 20 official list, and my top 20 worst movies of the year, because I haven't figured out my 20 worst movies of the year so far. But I will be doing that once I figure out, going over my list of movies, what I thought was possibly the 20 worst movies of the year so far. So I've seen a lot of decent movies this year, a lot of good movies. Last year, if you watched my video on that, I had a 20 awful movies last year, but this year I don't have a lot. I only have like 3 or 4 of them, so maybe I won't have a top 20 worst movies of the year list this year, but we'll see in the month of December if I find any movies that are bad, that are wasting my time to watch. But last video we ended with number 11, which was Shelby Oaks, the Mark Stuckman, Chris Stuckman YouTube review movie that he self-funded through Kickstarter. It was the highest grossing Kickstarter movie thing ever, which is crazy to say out loud. So definitely excited to see how that works. But yeah, that's where we ended up with number 11. Number 10, my 10th best movie of the year so far is Springsteen Looking at Me From Nowhere, the Bruce Springsteen, not Bob Dylan, excuse me, the Bruce Springsteen biopic. The reason I said Bob Dylan was Timothée Chalamet also played Bob Dylan in A Career Unknown. The movie came out last year with him in it, so I got confused. Timothée Chalamet has now played 2 famous artists of Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan, which is why I got confused at first. But Springsteen Looking at Nowhere is the Bruce Springsteen biopic starring Timothée Chalamet. He plays a up-and-coming star, Bruce Springsteen, with a troubled childhood with an alcoholic dad, and writing songs related to his trauma and trying to make it big on emotional songs instead of logical songs that the people will want. The reason this is number 10 on my list, it's one of the 3 movies that are 10 out of 10 to me in 2025. I know I don't give a lot of 10s to movies, but this movie hit me in a place in my heart because growing up, my dad, my parents are divorced, but my dad was an alcoholic. I mentioned that in my review video. I will link it in the top corner so you guys go check out my Springsteen review. But yeah, my dad was an alcoholic. He drank heavily. My mom didn't like it. You know, they fought over it. You know, my mom didn't really have a great time raising me and my 2 siblings, but we all turned out okay, I guess. I mean, worse for wear. But, so, it definitely made me a lot more emotional than I anticipated, knowing what he did. He, said sorry to his dad, forgave him for what he did, and I felt like it made me cry in the theater. The end of the movie made me very emotional because it struck me in a place that I never thought was going to be reinvigorated. I haven't talked to my dad in probably over 2 years at this point, over a year. I don't care anymore. I don't care about him. Moving on for the better for myself mentally, and I feel like trying to keep in touch with him was not going to help me, and he would not be at my wedding, so I don't give a shit at all. But the movie was fantastic. Timothée Chalamet, another Oscar-worthy performance in Springsteen. I really hope he gets the Oscar nod in 2026, which I will go over the nominations when they come out and who I think will win. So, I hope he does. This was another great performance from him. I feel like Timothée Chalamet has found his calling, which was music biopics. He did great in Queen Unknown. Queen Unknown was a fantastic movie. I loved it last year when I watched it. I watched it I think the beginning of this year because I missed it. It came out on like the end of December, so I kind of couldn't watch it. I watched Queen Unknown and I think another movie this year because I just couldn't find time at the end of the year with work and Christmas stuff. So definitely was a very fun movie, and I really hope that the Academy does give him a Best Actor nom, and I do think, keep saying Queen Unknown, I do think Springsteen Delivering Me From Nowhere is going to go places at the Oscars next year. Either sweeping, winning multiple awards, or Best Picture possibly. I know there's a lot of tough competition this year with Warfare and Sinners, How to Train Your Dragon live action. We'll get to all those. They're in my top 10, don't you worry. But yeah, that's why it's in my top 10. But number 9 is Roof Man, based on the true story of an escaped convict who broke through the roofs of McDonald's and other stores to rob them without hurting people. It follows Channing Tatum as the real-life convict who lives in a Toys R Us for 6 months, living an ordinary life while also on the run from the police and going back. Ended up being caught by his own significant other on Christmas, for all things. This movie was fantastic. It was funny. It was intense. It was charming. It was emotional. I teared up at the end. Channing Tatum, Kristen Dunst had a great performance in this movie. I loved it. I love Keith Stanfield. He's a great actor as well. He's been in a lot of movies. He's been in Get Out. He's been in, I think, The Black Klansman. A lot of movies. Keith Stanfield is a great actor. I love him. And this was a fantastic movie. Because I haven't watched Roof Man, I highly recommend it. And I'll also info card my review up in the top right corner of your phone screen, computer screen, or tablet screen. So you guys can check that out as well. I'm going to leave some of my reviews in info cards up there, so you guys can check them out where I talk about them. But yeah, Roof Man, great movie. It was fantastic. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It was fantastic. So go watch my review and go watch Roof Man. Number 8 is The Long Walk. Excuse me looking down. My list is on my laptop in front of me. It's how I do these videos. You guys can't see it in the camera view, but yeah, that's why I'm looking down. There's my laptop in front of me with my list of movies this year. Number 8, like I said, is The Long Walk, based on the Stephen King novel. When 100 teenagers, mainly boys, get chosen to walk, and they have to walk at a 3-mile-per-hour pace. If they drop below that, you get 3 warnings before you're executed as well. So, yeah, Stephen King, the 100 teenagers, they have to walk all day, have to walk at a 3-mile-per-hour pace. If they stop, they get 3 warnings, and the 3rd warning, they get executed for it. It's a very, very depressing movie, because you follow these are teenagers that are just normal emotional kids like me and you, that are, 18 years old and up to walk, because the government is so corrupt that after war they have to have kids walk to earn money and to make money back because of how decimated the world was after the war happened. What I can say is, this movie was so good. I watched it with a coworker, and me and him walked to the theater, were like, whoa, I want to read the book now because of what's happening in this movie. Mark Hamill as the general who's ordering these kids around. He's playing a very small role in this movie, but oh my god, he's so impactful in this movie. I loved it. You're emotionally connected to the characters, and then once they go away, it hits you so hard. It's one of my rewatch movies this year that I will rewatch all the time. Whenever it hits a streaming platform, I'm hopefully I'm paying for that streaming platform, because I will be rewatching that movie any second I get it. If I need an emotional cry, I'm going to watch The Long Walk, because it made me so emotional. And I want to put it higher, But in my opinion, I think the 7 movies above The Long Walk are better than The Long Walk. But what I always can say is my top 10 will always be interchangeable. It's just what I had currently as my top 10 was different than what I had in my top 10 in June because of how many movies I've watched between June and now. That's a long time frame of that. So, number 8 is The Long Walk. Number 7 is Weapons. Weapons follows a kid telling the story of how 2:13 a.m. his entire class but him got up, ran out of the house, it disappeared in the night, and it follows a multiple different storylines that all connect to the one storyline. It's so fun. Julia Garner is fantastic in this movie. Josh Brolin is great. There are so many small roles in this movie that work. Justin Long's in it for a brief time because he worked with the director on Barbarian, which is another great movie. Disturbing, but great. So go watch Barbarian as well. So, it's fantastic. I love the symbolism, I love the original idea, and I love the fact that there was talks of a prequel movie based on the aunt, which is Gladys. We might get a sequel, a prequel about her, and I'm definitely excited to see how they portray it. Is it like leading up to what happened, or what is happening? I am very excited and very curious of how the prequel is going to go. I know the director is in talks with Universal. I think it is Lionsgate who released it in theaters to make a prequel, and I'm definitely excited when that comes out. Number 6 is Together. Together follows a couple that goes out to a cabin in the woods to find out that they are encountered by a haunted forest with a cult leader that believes that to become one person you need to morph together and be one. And the whole movie, they're fighting, they're resisting, and to the end, guess what happens? You're right. They fuse together. This movie is intense, it's scary, it's disturbing, it's nauseating, it is fantastic. I have the poster in my bedroom right now. I loved it. It was my favorite movie. Favorite horror movie of the year as of right now. Outside of, Sinners and Companion, are also up there as well. I love Together. I will rewatch that movie when I get a chance. I will definitely rewatch it. Number 5 is How to Train Your Dragon live action. And yes, I know, it's crazy. A Disney live action movie actually crushed in the box office. You are correct. Yes, How to Train Your Dragon, the same director who made the animated version, made the live action version, is a cut and copy and paste of the animated version in the live action. You got Gerard Butler, you got Mason Thames, you have Sydney Riley, I think is her name, I'm forgetting. This movie is fantastic. The soundtrack is great, the acting Mason Thames is great, Gerard Butler is amazing with his Viking accent. This movie slaps so hard. I wanted to put it higher, but I think the full movies above it are way better than How to Train Your Dragon live action. Because you guys see me on this channel before, live action Disney movies haven't been strong this year. Obviously, Lilo and Stitch and Snow White weren't that hot, weren't that good, and people didn't like them. Now, we got Moana next year live action coming out as well, which I've not seen the trailer for yet, but I've heard people do not like the trailer for it. I heard people, it's very controversial with opinions. With that being said, number 4 is Locked. It follows Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins in basically one location for half the movie. It follows Bill Skarsgård trying to get money by robbing cars, but gets in the wrong vehicle. Anthony Hopkins locks him inside and tortures him for hours. And this movie is amazing. Skarsgård is amazing. Hopkins is amazing. I love movies set in mainly one location. It's one location for like 90% of it. The other 10%, they're driving around, because it's a self-driving car, and then how it's control it, so he controls everything, the music, the temperature, whatever. So he tortures Skarsgård and basically teaches him about life choices and how, what can you do differently that puts you in the situation, because he's a drug dealer who is trying to make money to support his daughter to get into a bike, but can't because support his daughter, and can't because he's a drug dealer who is trying to make money by stealing to get drugs to take over his body. So definitely was a crazy concept. The poster up in my room as well, I loved it. It was so fun. Definitely excited to see if we get more performances with Skarsgård and Hopkins. I think it was one of the great actor duos of this year so far. Loved him. Number 3 is Warfare. Warfare is an A24 movie that follows a group of military people in, I believe, Afghanistan during war. Now, what's crazy about Warfare is, if you guys haven't watched my review on Warfare, it's going to be up there when I edit this video. This movie is so insane for one purpose. The director of this movie, Alex Garland, who did Civil War last year, literally does this movie perfect with how the military reacts. Basically, other war movies over-exaggerate war. This movie does it perfectly. It has the aneurysms, it has the effects, it has the you go from 1 minute of smiling, dancing, laughing, having fun, to the next minute being turned into a mental PTSD style war zone. And it's fantastic. But all the performances are spot on. I watched this and it made me be like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because even military personnel was like, yep, that's exactly how war is. That you can go from 1 second being happy and glad and cheerful, to the next minute being emotionally traumatized or mentally traumatized by watching your comrade be blown up, or your other comrade being shot in the flipping head. And it's the emotional trauma, and it encapsulates what we don't see in war. Because obviously, people like me and you that are not in the military, I'm not in the military, I can't because I have ADHD. We don't know what they go through because they don't talk about it, we don't see videos of it. But this movie, it's so powerful, it's so strong. I really wanted it to be my #1 movie of the year. I really did. It might move up there depending on how I shift this list around by the end of December. But my God, you get chills everywhere. I'm getting chills talking about it right now. Because it's so emotional, it's heart-wrenching, it's just gut. It's gut, it's fear, it's amazing. Number 2 is Companion. Companion follows Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher. Jack Quaid gets a robotic girlfriend, but doesn't tell her character that she's a robot. She has to find out throughout the movie. This movie was a January release. It kind of fell off the radar after it came out. Not many people watched it. I watched it in IMAX. Me and my best friend watched it when it came out. And me and him walked out of the theater pleasantly surprised of how good it was. It's great. It's so good. Sophie Thatcher's amazing. She just got nominated for an award, not the Oscars, but a separate movie award show. She got nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Because she's amazing. She's so good. This movie is amazing. It's, it follows that no matter how lonely you can get, having a robot girlfriend isn't really the way to go with relationships, and it fits perfectly with the message. Now that being said, my #1 movie of 2025. Can I get a drum roll, please? My #1 movie of the year so far is Sinners. And I want to tell you why right now. Sinners follows two twin brothers or cousins, Stacks and Dime. Stacks, I forget the other guy's name. But they follow this tradition of traveling around trying to make money by making music and throwing parties. But they come across vampires. Josh O'Connor is fantastic in this movie. The soundtrack, I bought it on my phone. I've listened to it so much. I love it. Michael Jordan is great. Haley Steinfeld is fantastic. This movie slaps so hard. I watched it in Dolby. I wish I watched it in IMAX. It didn't really fit the Dolby ratio screen, but it didn't fucking matter. Sinners is my favorite movie of the year of 2025 so far. I love it. If you guys haven't seen Sinners yet, please go watch it. Please. This is Ryan Coogler's best movie. And I've been preaching this as it came out. I said in my video as well that Sinners needs to sweep the Oscars in 2026. Because this is Ryan Coogler's full creative control on a movie. Because what you guys didn't realize is Black Panther was not supposed to be that okay. It was good. It wasn't great though. Because Disney and the MCU chokehold Ryan Coogler's creative control and made it not good. And same with Ironheart. Ironheart was really bad because of how creative control works for the MCU. I'm saying this right now. If Ryan Coogler and Sinners do not sweep the Oscars in 2026, you will be hearing from me on my live stream. I'm going to be live streaming the Oscars next year in 2026. On March 15th, 2026, I will be live streaming on my computer for the entire Oscars. So you guys will hear me talk about each category, who I think won, who I think is going to win, who I think was going to win, and who is my runner-up. They do winner and runner-up live after I post my video. I'm going to post my video a week before the Oscars, and then go live on the Oscar date. I'm going to, have the day off of work, get set up, and I'm going to go live during the Oscars for the whole show. I'm going to go live during the Oscars on YouTube on my channel. So make sure you guys smack that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you guys are notified when I go live on March 15th, 2026. But with that being said, there it is. My top 20 movies of the year in two parts. 20 through 11 is part 1. Part 2 is my top 10. Make sure you guys comment down below what you think of my top 20 movies list. Did I miss any movies? And what was in your top 5 movies of the year list? Let me know in the comment section. Like I said before, make sure you guys smack the subscribe button, hit that notification button. Make sure you guys like the video, share my content, and continue to watch what you love and love what you love. And remember, guys, watch movies in theaters, because without you guys, theaters won't be a thing anymore. And I'll see you guys over my next review or my next video. And with that, bye everyone.